Man, spoonful of sugar, Poppins, you know what's up. What's up, guys and gals? Jared here with another magically fun musical of a movie review. So last night I went out and saw the new, holiday timed musical, Mary Poppins Returns. Now an adult, Michael Banks learns that his house will be repossessed unless he can pay back a loan. Just as all seems lost, Michael and his sister receive the surprise of a lifetime when Mary Poppins, the beloved nanny from their childhood, arrives to save the day and take the Banks family on a magical, fun-filled adventure. So is Mary Poppins Returns another spoonful of sugar that goes down well? Let's find out. Now, before I get into my thoughts, let me know what you guys thought of Mary Poppins Returns in the comments down below. Was Emily Blunt absolutely delightful as Mary Poppins, and does this film rival the original? Now let's get into some of the good things this film did. Going into Mary Poppins Returns, I was skeptical. I didn't know if this was really a reimagining, if it was just going to be a sequel, if it was going to have a lot of the same songs, but I'm happy to say that this is a sequel. There's all new songs, all new dances, all new plot. Like, this is a fresh story. And the person at the center of this film that made this movie just so darn delightful was Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins. My lord, Emily Blunt as Mary Poppins just brings this whole amount of sass and sarcasm and just really makes this role hers, and she's just perfect. I don't really remember if Julie Andrews really had a lot of sass and sarcasm as the role as Mary Poppins, but like I said, Emily Blunt makes this role hers, it's her own, and it's just such a joy to watch her on screen. Plus her little smiles and winks every now and then. Basically her dancing, her performance, everything in this movie was downright delightful. Lin-Manuel Miranda also turns in a pretty solid performance, his singing, his dancing, his overall performance, and really gives this movie some more charm and also gives someone for Mary Poppins to play off of. Now, one thing I was really curious about Mary Poppins Returns was the visuals. Obviously from the original there was 2D animation with live action stuff mixed into it, and I was really curious if they were going to have that in this one as well. So this might be a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure it was in some of the other trailers. But yes, there is in fact some 2D animation with the live action stuff. And honestly, this is some of the most beautiful stuff in this film because the 2D animation, the cartoons look great. And then when the actual live action characters get into this and get into the mix with the other 2D characters, it's some of the best stuff in this movie. Like I mentioned, the 2D animation was pretty crisp, and then when it combines with the live action, like an example is one of the real life kids, puts a 2D hat on his head, and honestly, it worked surprisingly well. I'll probably say that the whole 2D animation sequence in this film, it doesn't take up that much, but that's probably the highlight of the film because it just works so seamlessly together. Sort of jumping off of the 2D animation aspects of Mary Poppins Returns, the wardrobe and the costume choices in this film just enhance the overall delightfulness of Mary Poppins. Obviously, Mary Poppins has these bright, colorful outfits, and also some of the other characters do towards the end of the film, even though this movie is supposed to take place during the Great Slump. But when the characters jump into the 2D world, their outfits are just so bright and colorful and animated, but the thing is, they're actual outfits that they're wearing, so they were able to stylize these films, kind of paint them or design them in such a way that it did look like these characters were wearing basically cartoon outfits. Again, these wardrobe choices really played into the 2D animation sequences and made that the standout. As for the musical sequences, they were fine. Nothing really jumped out at me. Nothing really stuck with me after leaving the theater. Lin-Manuel Miranda, he does do his rapping, singing whole thing for one of the songs, which I'm not really a big fan of. Also, what was the deal with the 10-minute Magic Mike pole dance sequence? And then bringing in some Dave Mirra extreme BMX? What happened to Disney? As for a couple negatives of Mary Poppins, I will say some of the CG elements looked a little rough. As I mentioned before, the live action mixed with 2D really worked. It was flawless, but there was this one sequence where it was pretty CG heavy, where Mary Poppins and the kids are in the bath, in an ocean, all of that stuff, and it just didn't really fit with the rest of the movie. It sort of felt like an entirely different film, and the special effects were fairly wonky. I'll also say that Mary Poppins, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all! Had some bad pacing. The opening number starts up, they're singing, it really sets the mood for the movie, but then it cuts to all of these static images with the opening credits, listing all of the people, but it just kind of killed the flow. Like, what was this? Was this intended? Is this the end of the movie? Was this a glitch? Like, it just didn't work. Overall, Mary Poppins is a delightful musical and fun family film, with Emily Blunt embodying the Mary Poppins role, some wonderful 2D sequences, some colorful wardrobe, and some fine musical numbers, but with some wonky CG elements and some bad pacing. I'd recommend checking out Mary Poppins Returns. It does have some hiccups, but Emily Blunt makes up for it tenfold. In closing, I'm going to give Mary Poppins Returns 3.7 out of 5 animated dancing penguins. So what did you think of Mary Poppins Returns? I want to know in the comments down below. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you for watching. Follow all my social media stuff down over there. There's more videos over there. Subscribe down in the corner if you haven't. And until next time, I'll see you later. Woo! I don't think Miss Poppins ever tried. Oh man, I don't think Miss Poppins ever tried this shit.